Hey, good sesh.
Heck yeah.
Hey, you guys skating on the clock now?
No, we're on break.
Active recovery.
You know what they say, respect the deck, rack deck, respect the deck, rack deck, respect the deck, rack deck.
That's a cool trick. What's the name of that board?
It's the rec deck. Think you can match that?
I'll give it a shot.
Respect the deck, rack deck, respect the deck, rack deck, respect the deck. Yeah, no jumps too high when that engine roars. Let it drop back in 'cause they want some more. Respect the deck, rack deck. Respect the deck, rack deck, respect the deck, rack deck, respect the deck, rack deck, respect the deck. Yeah, yo, rack deck, let's go. Start up the engine, start up the show. Kick flips the dirt pits, can't slow down. Unshakable when the deck's in town. Who gonna pump the brakes? No way. Monster Jam, rack deck, go all day. From up in the stands where they shout hooray. You know what they say, respect the deck, rack deck, respect the deck, rack deck, respect the deck, rack deck, respect the deck. No jumps too high when the engine
in a Monster Jam competition will be in St. Louis here this fall. Tech Deck Rec Deck here making its official debut here at Monster Jam World Finals 24 at Rice-Eccles Stadium.
First ride rail ever in Monster Jam history with Tech Deck Rec Deck. Some big air coming off, and then right here, Bryce Kenny shooting down the ramp. There's the grind rail. 12,000 pounds of steel gliding across like an actual Tech Deck. And here we go with the backflip ramp. Bryce Kenny brings it in. Big time air, gets the nice roll on the back two wheels. and sticks the landing. Bryce Kenny showing out here tonight at Tech Deck Rec Deck.
I hope to see that grind rail for next year when he's on tour on a Series Seasons Championship. It would be fun to see him with that grind rail there each and every freestyle. There he is. Let's hear it one more time for Bryce Kenny.
For the very first time ever, we just witnessed the very first grind rail ever done in a Monster Jam truck. Bryce, talk to us about how you blended this wild Monster Jam action with these legendary skateboard moves.
Yeah, I mean, it's so cool that we get to have this kind of collaboration with Tech Deck. And man, there's such an amazing team behind everything that Monster Jam does. But you know what I love the most about Monster Jam? We're always pushing the limits. We're always trying to figure out what can we do with these 12,000-pound Monster Jam trucks that no one's ever done before. So my work is cut out for me. I've got to make sure and come up with all these skater moves, make sure that 12,000-pound Monster Jam truck operates as much like a skateboard as I can, but I'm having so much fun. Salt Lake, what do you think? Was that pretty awesome or what?
I gotta say, the fan response to Tech Deck Rec Deck has been awesome. How excited were you, Bryce, when you found out that you got to be part of the team to bring this truck to life?
It's incredible. You know, I mean, as a driver, that's what you want. You want the opportunity to kind of leave your mark on a sport. You want your opportunity to kind of develop something and build it and really have your personality tied to the truck's personality. That's why Monster Jam is unparalleled. There's nothing like Monster Jam. It's because the driver to the trucks to all of you Monster Jam fans, we share such a special connection, and Tech Deck Rec Deck is here to make sure all you fans never forget the first time you see a 12,000-pound skateboard fly through the air.
For the very first time ever, put those hands together for Bryce Kenny, Tech Deck Rec Deck.
Well, we've got a lot of exciting action about to unfold here. We've got, of course, JCB Racing, and we've got our BKT Freestyle, and, of course, our Utah Sports Commission's two-wheel skills. But you know what, Scott? I know it's time for some predictions, and we're going to bring back our pit party team here. You know, they kicked things off yesterday with a little pit party, but they had the whole pit party all day today. They've been out in the sun. They've been meeting all you incredible fans. So I'm going to throw it over to Keaton Stewart, who's standing by with the entire pit party team for their predictions on JCB Racing here tonight.
Thanks so much, Kate. We had an absolute blast at the pit party, but of course the action comes down to the track right now. My prediction for racing is going to be our fastest qualifier. I think it's going to be Blake Granger in Monster Mud Dalmatian. And for the doubters out there who say, you know what, there's no way he could win twice, I think his 2 championships say otherwise. So that's my pick. But David, we're going to go to you. Who is your pick for the JCB Racing competition?
So Keaton, I'm going to go with someone who I saw all year long on Stadium Series West take on Ryan Anderson and really, you know, bring it every time on the track. I'm going to go with Tristan England, JCB Digatron. I think that he is going to show up. He's got his family out here. The energy is at an all-time high. I caught up with him before, so I'm going to put my trust in Tristan England, JCB Digatron.
Lindsay Noble, your pick is next. Who's it going to be?
All right, you know, I'm going to go with our second fastest qualifier. I think Todd LeDuc, Megalodon Stars and Stripes. And the reason for that is the last 2 years, he has finished second, but only 0.041 seconds behind the fastest qualifier. So I think that he knows exactly what he needs to do to tune it in and finish out strong here today.
Jabari, who is your pick for the racing competition?
Keaton, I'm so glad that you asked. You know, I traveled with this guy on my series all year long. I've seen him do such amazing stunts. I think you guys know who I'm picking. Bari Musauer Zombie. Let me see those zombie arms, everybody. Come on. Yeah.
Last but certainly not least, Eunice, who is your pick for the JCB Racing competition?
Well, Keaton, I got to go with someone who was one of our fastest qualifiers yesterday. Also, they're repping our country, and this is their final hurrah this weekend. He had 2 successful racing passes yesterday in the red lane and the blue lane. It's Todd LeDuc in Megalodon Stars and Stripes.
Well, we know only one of these drivers will be the fastest, and we are so excited to see who it will be along with all of these Monster Jam fans. We're heading it back to the desk with Kay.
Keaton, thank you so much. Thank you to our incredible Pit Party team. Of course, you can catch the Pit Party host team tomorrow as well. So now we're going to get into our BKT freestyle picks with your live event host team. And just a reminder, there is no winners here tonight, but there will be the leader of the night here for Friday night. So we're going to kick things off with Taylor, who's standing by in the stands.
You know what? My driver that I'm picking today, statistically when it comes to Monster Jam World Finals, he has fallen short just by chance, but I'm putting it all on him today, Weston Anderson in Gravedigger Redline Primer, because you know what? He has made so many milestones this year that I think this is going to be the best way to top it off.
Well, I like that pick, Taylor, but you know what? I'm also here with the fans, and I got to tell you, in Salt Lake City, they've been getting crazy. A name that keeps coming up, Zach Gardner, Wild Side. I was on Stadium Championship Series West with him. Anytime he hit that track, he always brought that wow factor, and he's not afraid to tear up that truck. So it could be beautiful, but we're going to find out. But Christina, who you going with?
Listen, I'm actually going to agree for the second time this weekend with Taylor Olivia. I'm going with none other than Weston Anderson, Gravedigger Red Primer. This is the truck that started it all. He is an undefeated Arena Series champion, and when it comes to freestyle, he throws it down Dennis Anderson style. So I have a funny feeling that he's going to come out on top and lead the pack going into Saturday. But, you know, listen, we got a lot more Monster Jam action coming up, and we got to talk about KCG down in the pits. Casey, who's your pick?
Back here in the pits, there's a lot of excitement, and now that there's moisture out there on the track, there's two very different opinions that our drivers have. Some of them are saying that it's not wet enough to be super slick. They actually think it's going to be more tacky. But then there's other drivers that are saying, oh no, those corners are going to be really slick. But going into freestyle, if it doesn't rain anymore, they're expecting it to dry out a little bit. So one thing is for sure, those track conditions are going to be changing all throughout the evening. And I think there's one driver that's going to be able to navigate that, and that is Camden Murphy, Classroom Crusher. He lays it down for Monster Jam Freestyle. He does not hold back, so he's my pick for tonight.
All right, Casey, thank you so much. We're going to throw it to Scott Jordan. Who is your pick?
Did you see what happened on the track? Bryce Kenny, Monster Mud 3 freestyle wins. He's going to go out with a bang tonight in Salt Lake City and take that freestyle lead.
All right, well then I am going to go with somebody that I've seen all season long. She's a fierce competitor, has no fear when she hits the track. I'm going with Cynthia Gauthier, driver of Lucas Stabilizer. There she is right over there. You can't see her. She's cheering on right now. And so that is my pick. And so that will do it for Monster Jam Trackside. You guys are in for an incredible night of Monster Jam action with our superstars. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to Rice-Eccles Stadium and welcome you to Monster Jam World Finals.
I can see it all in visions, like it's something from a dream. All the strength that I could ever need was always burning inside of me. Breathe into me, fire and light.
Monster Jam fans, the time has come to honor our great nation and its heroes. On behalf of VetTix, as we celebrate our nation's independence, we ask all military veterans, U.S. military service members, and first responders to please rise as we pay tribute to our country's strengths, freedoms, resilience, and innovation. Salt Lake City, Utah. Monster Jam was built right here in the USA. We are truly fortunate to live in the greatest nation on earth. We are the United States of America! Presenting our nation's colors and representing our Monster Jam military veterans, Monster Jam driver and U.S. Army veteran, Thunderoris driver, Tony Oaks. To honor America and perform our national anthem presented by Vettix, please welcome singer, songwriter, and OGV recording artist from Sandy, Utah, Allie Brown.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Salt Lake City, this is Monster Jam World Finals! Yeah!
This is round one of the JCB Racing World Championship Friday bracket. All 12 trucks in this bracket have been seeded based on last night's qualifying, with the fastest 4 trucks receiving an automatic bye into round 2. First, 8 trucks will go head-to-head, with the 4 winners advancing on to round 2. Salt Lake City, who's ready for the JCB Racing World Championship?
We're going to kick things underway here with our first head-to-head matchup. Racing out of the blue lane, please welcome Colt Stevens, Thunderoris. And racing out of the red lane, his opponent, it's Tristan England, JCB Dickatron.
Tristan England faced the E-Series with a 42-23 record with 8 racing wins, but Colt Stevens 2-1 against the 2023 World Finals Racing Champion.
Take a look.
Both drivers having some difficulties navigating the track. Tristan England went high on top of the berm, giving Colt Stevens the lead. Check it out right here. There is your finish. And here we go, coming down the berm. This is where it started for Colt Stevens. Goes too far to the right.
Your winner is locked in, advancing on JCB Dickatron. He clocks in a time of 28.984. Our next head-to-head matchup, racing out of the blue lane, it's Jim Kohler, Avenger. And his opponent racing out of the red lane, it's Dalton Widener, Jurassic Attack.
Dalton Widener, 34-18 on the season with 6 racing wins. These two met 5 times on their series, with Dalton Widener taking all 5 wins. Jim Kohler going to try to change that right now from the blue lane as we get ready for our second round 1 race. Dalton Widener makes it 6-0 versus Jim Kohler on the season. Clean pass both times around this elevated turn track. As we take a look at the replay, Dalton Widener makes the decision to stay on the gas, commits to it. Jim Kohler goes too high on the berm, and Jurassic Attack is moving on to round 2.
Times are locked in. Let's take a look at Jurassic Attack and Dalton Widener. He crosses the finish line with a time of 27.445. We're going to continue on in the blue lane. This is Grave Digger, the legend, Adam Anderson. And in the red lane, his opponent, it's Brianna Mahan, Scooby-Doo.
Adam Anderson and Brianna Mahan have met 8 times in their respective careers. Adam Anderson 8-0 right now against the Princess of Carnage as we get ready for our 3rd race and our 3rd green light here in round 1. The final turn is where this race was won by whatever driver wanted. Here it is right here. Brianna Mahan stays right in the middle. Adam Anderson tries to drift out wide, and Brianna Mahan hits the gas right here on the finish.
Keep your eyes locked on the video board. Your winner is Brianna Mahan, Scooby-Doo! 27.637 for Brianna Mahan, and Scooby-Doo, she will advance on into round 2.
There is your photo finish by the nose of the dog. Brianna Mahan, Scooby-Doo taking out the 5-time World Finals champion, Adam Anderson. Brianna Mahan moves on to meet Todd LeDuc in round 2.
We are coming up on our final head-to-head matchup here in round 1. In the blue lane, it's Kayla Blood, Sparkle Smash! And in the red lane, this is Armando Castro, El Toro Loco.
Armando 32-29 on the season with 3 racing wins. He met Kayla Blood 9 times during the season, 7-2 against Kayla Blood in Sparkle Smash. We just saw the red lane with another win. Armando gonna try to make it 2 in a row. Armando Castro from the red lane. Now the red lane 4-0 here in round 1. As we take a look here at the replay, Armando Castro in the middle of the race lane, tapping on the brakes, gets up on 3 wheels, hikes it up after punching it on the gas, maintains control, and gets the win.
Your times are locked in for El Toro Loco and Armando Castro, a 27.992. Well, the official racing bracket is up on the video board. Round 2 is complete. Take a look right now. Monster Butt Dalmatian Blake Granger is going to be going up against JCB Digatron's Tristan England. We got Barry Musauer Zombie going up against Jurassic Attack and Dalton Widener. Megalodon Stars and Stripes Todd LeDuc is going up against Brianna Mahan, and Scooby-Doo and Gravediggers Tyler Meninga will be taking on Armando Castro and El Toro Loco.
This is round 2 of the JCB Racing World Championship Friday bracket. The 4 winners from round 1 will be matched up with the 4 drivers who received the automatic bye into round 2. They will compete head-to-head with the winners advancing to the semifinal round of the JCB Racing Friday bracket. Salt Lake City, who's ready for some more JCB Racing?
In the blue lane, advancing on into round 2 will be Tristan England and JCB Digatron. And his opponent in the red lane, please welcome on in for the first time here tonight, Blake Granger, Monster Butt Dalmatian.
Blake Granger won a Rated Championship Series East with a 58-17 record, 24 racing wins, but his career record against Tristan England just 5-10, but the red lane undefeated so far in our JCB Racing competition as we kick off round 2. Blake Granger on that first corner up on the red berm made a smart decision to keep it as tight as he could. And here is Tristan England in the blue lane. We saw this a lot during practice and qualifying, sliding out. He hit the gas, had to hit the brakes, and spins out.
Your time is locked in. An incredible time. Fastest time of the night so far. Monster Butt Dalmatian Blake Granger sets a time of 27.2 2.5-1. Incredible turning from Blake Granger on that berm. We're going to continue on here with our second head-to-head matchup in the blue lane. Advancing on into round 2 will be Dalton Widener and Jurassic Attack. And for the first time here tonight in the red lane, please welcome Bari Musauer Zombie.
Stadium Championship Series, he's Bari Musauer, 35-19 with 5 racing wins. He's faced Dalton Widener 8 times in his career. He is 5-3, choosing the red lane. The blue lane gets his first win of the night from Dalton Widener. It was 2 rare missteps from Bari Musauer in the same spot on the top end of the red berm right here. He just took it way too tight, clipped both of his left side tires onto that pod, and tries to make up for some major carnage here as Zombie flies. Dalton Widener, Jurassic Attack, gets the win and is moving on.
Look at the replay of the flip and the finish from Bari Musauer and Zombie. Incredible. We're waiting for those times to get officially locked in by our Monster Jam timing system. But Jurassic Attack and Dalton Widener will be advancing on. We'll see who's going to have lane choice. 27.193. New fastest time. Jurassic Attack will have lane choice.
But I've been back here watching racing with Mayhem driver Chris Kohler, and he said that those corners look perfect. Earlier in the racing bracket, he could tell that everybody was kind of playing it safe. They were taking those corners a little bit deeper in the turn, but now I think people are starting to realize that the track is really perfect racing conditions, and you're starting to see the drivers get a little bit more aggressive, throw those trucks into the turn. The last thing that we want to update you on in the pits is that per our crew chiefs and technicians, these trucks are getting really hot. So the drivers are lining up right here, and they're shutting off those trucks as fast as possible because the bracket is moving so fast and the passes are so long. These trucks are getting really hot out here, so they're trying to give them as much rest time as possible.
Casey, thank you so much for that update in the back and then inside. Now we're going to get a little bit more insight here with Christina Moore.
Hanging and proceeding right now with the crew chief of Scooby-Doo, Malachi Fredericks. Malachi, you took that moment, looked up at the board, and you had a look of shock and awe on your face.
We've worked hard all year to get here, and Bria's been training and doing her best, and she's showing all her hard work out here on the track today.
And you know, when you're behind the scenes, or even actually when you're talking to her on radio, what kind of words of encouragement are you giving her?
I'm just telling her it's another race. Go out there and do your job and have fun.
Well, the fans are excited. Malachi's excited. You guys ready for more JCB racing?
Take a look at the replay here. Scott, Scooby-Doo, and Brianna Mahan. A big win for her this Monster Jam World Finals.
Yeah, she had that lane dialed in. She never left the middle of that race lane. Every risk she took paid off. And now she's got a tough task ahead of her here in Toro Loco.
Take a look at the 2 fastest times there on top. Dalton Widener, Jurassic Attack, 27.193. He does it in the blue lane. The first ever win in the blue lane. Blake Granger, though, tremendous in those turns on the berm.
And Dalton Widener, former Arena Racer of the Year.
We're going to get set to move on here through our JCB Racing bracket, advancing on into round 2. There in the blue lane, we got Brianna Mahan and Scooby-Doo. And for the first time here tonight, racing out of the red lane, it's Todd LeDuc, Megalodon, Stars and Stripes.
Todd LeDuc, 24-29 on the year with 1 racing win. He has met Brianna Mahan 10 times in his incredible Monster Jam career. He is 8-2 against her for the 2-time World Finals champion.
Todd LeDuc, Megalodon, Stars and Stripes advancing on.
Todd LeDuc with a different strategy than we saw yesterday in qualifying as well. He stays in first on this corner. He's going to hike the truck up intentionally in that red lane, keeping his momentum, punches it into second, and that's going to get him the win.
All right, we're going to wait for the official time there as we continue
Another
on.
look here at Todd LeDuc with that front wheel clipping the tire just slightly. 26.621 is the time for Megalodon, Stars and Stripes.
Now that is the fastest time of the night belonging to Todd LeDuc and Megalodon, Stars and Stripes, 26.621. We're going to move on to our very last head-to-head matchup here in round 2. For the first time here tonight in the blue lane, it's Tyler Menninga, Gravedigger. And advancing on into round 2 here in the red lane, we got Armando Castro, El Toro Loco.
Tyler Menninga, 45-15, on his way to the Stadium E-Series Championship, 10 racing wins. He has met Armando Castro 15 times in his career with 12 wins. So Tyler Menninga picking the blue lane, first driver to take lane choice and get that blue lane.
We'll await to see what his time will be. Remember, he has to clock in a time faster than 26.621.
Tyler Menninga taking that blue lane as he tries to make it work right here at the top of the berm, slinging the back end of that truck right. Armando Castro in the red lane. Saw Tyler out front, tried to shift it in too soon, and just stays too tight, ends up in a bicycle, and that is the difference for Gravedigger moving on.
We're going to wait that time now. Remember, he must get a time faster, and does he? A 26.838. So that means Todd LeDuc, Megalodon, Stars and Stripes will have lane choice in the semifinal round. MJ Solario, driver of El Toro Loco Yellow, has some insight here. Let's throw it to him.
Yeah, you know, that race pass was really good from both of those drivers. It seemed like Armando in that back corner, he just caught a rut, ended up on two wheels. But hey, it's been one heck of a racing competition so far. I hate to see my teammate go out that early, but you know what? We got two wheel seals coming up, and we got a whole lot of racing left. Salt Lake City, y'all having fun?
This is the semifinal round of the JCB Racing World Championship Friday bracket. The four fastest trucks of the night have advanced to this round, and the winners will advance to tonight's racing final with a chance to be the Friday bracket racing winner. Salt Lake City, make some noise if you're ready for some more JCB racing!
We've got our two racers ready to go head and head. In the blue lane, we've got Blake Granger, Monster Mutt Dalmatian, and in the red lane, Dalton Widener, Jurassic Attack.
With lane choice, Dalton Widener pushes our fastest qualifier to the blue lane. Dalton improving his World Finals racing record to 4-1 in his career. This is the first time Blake Granger and Dalton Widener have met, and we are ready to kick off the semifinal round. Dalton Widener making work of that lane choice. It was a great race up until this final turn. Blake Granger coming up into that blue lane. Look how slick that lane is. He overshoots the gap and ends up spinning out right here. Drifts up too hard on that side and can't correct it in time. Dalton Widener goes right by him and ends up with a win, 26.868.
We're going to get ready for our last head-to-head matchup here in your JCB semifinal round. In the blue lane, we have Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger going up against, in the red lane, Todd LeDuc, Megalodon Stars and Stripes.
Tyler LeDuc 17-10 in his career at Monster Jam World Finals with a racing championship. Tyler Menninga 15-7 in his career at World Finals. Still looking for that racing win. Todd keeps him in the blue lane, but Tyler Menninga, one of only 2 drivers tonight so far to win out of that blue lane. It is Megalodon Stars and Stripes Gravedigger Todd LeDuc against Tyler Menninga for the last spot in Friday night's racing finals. Tyler Menninga on that first pass on the jump ended up getting too much air, and he had to come back from behind to try to make it happen right here. Todd LeDuc out in front, but Tyler so smooth on the throttle, drifts right in front of him, and then right here at the finish.
Advancing on Megalodon Stars and Stripes, Todd LeDuc. And he will clock in a time of 26.841, which means he will have lane choice. All right, there you see the official JCB Racing bracket. We have set the 2 that are going to go head-to-head in this Friday night final round. Dalton Weiner, Jurassic Attack, taking on Megalodon Stars and Stripes, Todd LeDuc, where he will have lane choice. It'll be interesting to see where he's going to choose, whether you choose the blue lane or the red lane. Been successful this entire weekend, as we're going to get ready to see how this all shakes out.
Well, it all comes down to this. This is the JCB Racing World Championship Friday Bracket Final. We started with 12 Monster Jam Superstars, and now only the fastest 2 drivers remain. The winner of this race will claim victory over the Friday bracket and advance into tomorrow night's JCB Racing World Championship race. Salt Lake City, one more time. Are you ready to meet your Friday bracket finals contenders?
In the blue lane, he's your 2024 JCB Arena Racer of the Year and Rising Star Award winner from Knoxville, Tennessee. This is Dalton Weiner, Jurassic Attack. Racing out of the red lane, he's a 2-time World Finals champion from Peoria, Arizona. It's Todd LeDuc, Megalodon Stars and Stripes.
This is a rematch from SoFi Stadium 1 year ago in round 2 of Monster Jam World Finals 23. Dalton Weiner defeated Todd LeDuc last year. Earlier this week at the press conference, Todd LeDuc announced he was stepping away from Monster Jam as a full-time competitor, and he is going to try to go out with another World Finals championship tomorrow night. Your Friday bracket racing winner advancing to tomorrow night's JCB Racing Final, Todd LeDuc, Megalodon Stars and Stripes.
An incredible effort there from Dalton Weiner and Jurassic Attack as well, making it all the way through the bracket into the JCB final round. Of course, we're going to look to see those official times. They will be important for the final race here tomorrow night. Look at that time, 26.389 for Megalodon Stars and Stripes. Todd LeDuc, an incredible run from him. It's been an incredible night of racing, Scott. We have seen some wild action. My heart is beating right now. What a race we just saw between Dalton Weiner, Jurassic Attack, and Todd LeDuc.
We're going to let Todd get his flowers here with that big win. What a run through the bracket, dominating the red lane. He got us the second fastest qualifier on Friday. There is your racing winner, and we are going to send it down to the track to hear from our racing winner here momentarily with KCG. But what a run for Todd LeDuc, and what a way it would be to end his career as a full-time competitor than with his third World Finals championship. Todd LeDuc representing all the Megalodon fans here tonight, continuing dominance through World Finals. He improves his career World Finals record to 19-10. And now we are going to go down to KCG and our Friday night racing winner.
Todd, you were riding the lightning out here tonight. With this victory, winning the bracket here tonight places you in the racing final tomorrow. Talk to us about the joy, the excitement, and the relief that you feel right now.
That was nerve-wracking. You know, just unbelievable. This truck is incredible, and I hope Frankie, my crew chief, comes out here. All my hats off to him. All the hard work that he put into this vehicle is incredible. Just Brianna beating Adam was a big shocker, and I had to make sure I was on my game with her. And then just marching through Tyler we beat him by inches there. That was incredible. So unbelievable. Truck's really, really, really fast. I think our setup is good. I can't wait for tomorrow to get a couple of shakedown laps, but you know, my last World Finals, come on, like I gotta try my best. I'm going for it. I love you, fans. That makes me emotional, because like just that sound never gets old. You know, when you hear thousands and millions of your fans at home, I can hear you online too. I can see you on YouTube. I can see you here live. That feeling never gets old. I'm gonna miss that for sure.
Todd, tomorrow night it will be your first finals racing appearance at Monster Jam World Finals since 2016. What would it mean to you to come out here and win a racing world title during your last full season with Monster Jam?
No, that's what I'm going to be laying in bed all night long thinking about. You know, I'm just going to stay focused. I feel confident in both lanes, but no, I'm just pumped. When you win racing here, you're beating, you know, some very fast competitors just to get to this point, and just absolutely unbelievable. This truck is an animal, and I can't wait. But you see me riding the shark right there, man. But unbelievable. Hopefully we'll be doing that tomorrow, and we can get another win. Like I said, it's been way too long. I want that racing win. And then for freestyle tomorrow, that'd be pretty cool too.
Salt Lake City, let's give it up for Todd LeDuc, Megalodon Stars and Stripes.
Scott, I think you said it best. What a storybook start there as he announced his retirement. Your thoughts on what we just saw out there?
Oh, my thoughts are this is how the story should end for Todd LeDuc, 100%. He struggled this year in racingly, admittedly, coming into tonight 24 and 29 on the season. Those are not Todd LeDuc-esque numbers. We usually see him, you know, in the 60-70% winning percentage when it comes to racing. So he has trailed off a little bit in that category. So to come in here tonight, we saw him in qualifying. He was great, second fastest qualifier. He got lane choice. He picked the red lane. He got the ability to stay there all night with those fastest times in lane choice, and that's what he dominated. Now that 26.389 has to stand true through tomorrow's racing bracket. If it does, he will get lane choice, and barring any extreme weather conditions, he's going to choose the red lane, and one more race for Todd LeDuc to finish his career as a world champion.
Well, I cannot wait to see what unfolds there tomorrow. Congratulations once again to Todd LeDuc, Megalodon Stars and Stripes. And now it's time to have some fun in the stands here with Taylor Olivia.
Thank you, Kay Young. I'm hanging out with my new friend, Lily. Lily, wave hello. Say, what's up, Monster Jam?
What's up, Monster Jam?
You heard her. What's up? We just had an amazing round of JCB racing. And Megalodon, you were rooting for Megalodon Stars and Stripes, right?
Yes.
Yes. Was anybody else rooting for Megalodon Stars and Stripes? Well, Lily, it's finally time for you and I to play a game. It's trivia, all right? We'll have one of your favorite drivers ask you a question, and you just have to give me the right answer. Let's look up at the video board.
What is the frame of a Monster Jam truck made of? Is it A, wood, B, tubular steel, C, plastic, or D, building blocks? If you know the answer, let's hear it.
B! She says B. Salt Lake City, do you agree with her? Kayla, is she correct?
You guessed B, got it right. Now it's time for more Monster Jam.
Great job, Lily. I know Kayla Blood and Sparkle Smash is one of your favorite drivers, so I'm sending you home with one of her iconic Monster Jam truck toys, Soldier Fortune. And look really close. It's signed by Kayla Blood herself. Everybody make some noise for Lily!
Joined right now by two VIPs. We got Fernando Martinez behind the wheel of El Toro Loco, Michaela Telechka, Megalodon. Now, they're not in fire suits right now because they have a very important job. They are two of our celebrity judges this weekend, and they're going to play a very important role. Coming into our next phase of the competition, the Utah Sports Commission Skills Challenge. So, Fernando Martinez, what are you looking for?
Kind of a loaded question, but I'd like to start with the actual name of the competition, a skills competition. Sometimes in years prior, we've seen kind of a move, maybe like a best trick borderline, you know? So I'm going to look for that control, that technical ability, but I'm not going to count out that wow moment. If someone comes up with a technical move and it turns into something big, I have to take that into account. I have to look at the whole pie, not just one slice.
And I know for you, Michaela, you were talking earlier that you're not going to take it easy on any of these competitors. You want that wow factor, kind of piggybacking off of Fernando.
And I've seen some crazy stuff at arena events, stadium events. They put on a show for you, but we're at World Finals, guys. We're out here to throw it down. They got to be the best of the best.
While our drivers are eager to impress not only our celebrity judges, but you, our Monster Jam fans.
Oh my goodness gracious! Go right back and flip it up, he's got a backflip! That is a championship winning move. Oh, and he's got it! That's what I'm talking about!
It's time for round one of the Utah Sports Commission Two-Wheel Skills World Finals Championship. Each of our 8 competitors will get one attempt at their best two-wheel maneuver in this round before making a second attempt later on tonight. In this competition, our 5 expert judges' scores will make up 75% of the driver's official score, and your fan scores at judgeszone.com will make up the remaining 25%. With more on that, let's join Taylor in the stands.
Thank you, Ray. So everybody, you heard him. It's going to be, Scott Jordan. It's going to be your first opportunity to score at judgeszone.com. So everybody, take out your smartphones, open up a new web browser, and go to judgeszone.com. I'm here in section W8, and they're already scanning the QR code right there on the video board, which will take you straight there. Once you get there, it may ask for the city code. You'll type in SLC, like Salt Lake City. Press submit, and the next screen is where you get to score. You'll see a BKT tire on a sliding scale. Just slide that BKT tire up or down and lands on the score you think each and every driver deserves. You'll press submit once more to lock it in, and when the 20-second timer runs out, we will see what the total score for that driver will be. Keep in mind, 20 seconds goes by really quickly when we are scoring our superstar Monster Jam drivers. So from this point on, keep judgeszone.com pulled up and ready throughout the remainder of the event. Salt Lake City,
Are you ready for the Utah Sports Commission two-wheel skills?
We are going to get ready here for our first competitor up. It is Blake Granger, Monster Dalmatian.
Put your hands together for Blake Granger, Monster Dalmatian. Scoring is open at judgeszone.com. Everybody go ahead and scan the QR code if you haven't already. You've got 20 seconds to score.
Blake Granger, Monster Dalmatian, giving you a solid nose wheelie. Comes straight down the center, gives you a nice nose wheelie, keeping that truck elevated at a 90-degree angle. Goes a full 20 seconds, toggling the rear steer back and forth, showing off a little showmanship. Never hurts the fan scoring in this competition. Takes it back up the step up and finally lands it back down.
All right, we're getting your scores locked in here at judgeszone.com. Keep your eyes locked to the video board. We're going to kick things off here with our very first competitor, Blake Granger and Monster Dalmatian. Don't forget that it is a weighted score here. 75% belong to our celebrity judges. There you go. You can see one more time that replay, Scott.
This is what I'm talking about right here. He takes a nose wheelie into a stoppie and then goes for the moonwalk combination. Here comes the rear steer right there, the crab walking moonwalk. And then he's going to try to take it up here onto the step up. I can't stress how difficult this is. He's got to punch it into reverse. He takes it back out into a nose wheelie as well and just keeps the truck up there for as long as he can. A beautiful combination move there from Blake Granger.
Scores are locked in. Your score for Blake Granger, Monster Dalmatian, the official score, 6.628. So he's going to kick things off here in our Utah Sports Commission two-wheel skills challenge as we're going to get set to see our second driver up, and that will be Tyler Meninga, Gravedigger.
Give it up for Tyler Meninga, Gravedigger. Scoring is open at judgeszone.com. Remember, you only got 20 seconds to score, and your city code is SLC.
I'd love to get the insight here from Matt Cody, driver of Gravedigger Stars and Stripes. Matt, what did you see out on the track?
Yeah, Matt, how do these drivers actually, prepare for something like this? You can kind of have an idea of what you want to do, but it doesn't always pan out on the track.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we got the top 8 best skills runners from the season out here. I don't know if I would have came out, me personally, and did the same thing that Blake just did, back to back. It can affect your score a little bit. He did get back up on the mountain a little bit better, but they got some tricks up their sleeves. So that's why they're here. That's why they're in the competition. So, and I'm excited to see what the rest of the field has. And I'm just guessing just as much as everybody else is. So there's a lot going on out there, a lot of different techniques. So we're going to see what the next drivers have to do.
And definitely excited to see what all these amazing Monster Jam superstars have in store.
All right, your scores are locked in. Your score for Tyler Miniga and Gravedigger, 6.420. We've got our next driver coming up. It is MJ Solorio, El Toro Loco Yellow. That was MJ Solario, El Toro Loco Yellow. Score now at judgeszone.com.
MJ Solorio's successful combination move as he is getting out of the truck. Make sure you show him some love. He did not know he was competing in this competition until the press conference when I announced it live on YouTube. And a great effort there for the young rising star here in Monster Jam. He made the choice to go to a different obstacle this time after seeing the first 2 competitors choose that step up. He goes over to the far side tabletop in the red lane, and he goes for a popper. He nails it, makes it into a combination move, moonwalks his way up to the lip of that pod, and then is able to get it on the reverse side.
All right, so your scores are locked in. Let's take a little look now at the scores here. Your score for MJ Solario and El Toro Loco Yellow is... 6.024. You see the expert average right there and the fan average. And I'm not going to say it, you can see it up there on the video board, but just a reminder that the expert judging counts for 75% of the score, while you, the fans, using judgeszone.com, that accounts for the 25%. So that is how we're going to get that score for all of our competitors here tonight. So keep that in mind as we continue on the rounds here in our Utah Sports Commission two-wheel skills.
Here's a smoke coming out of the Crazy Bull. This is the moonwalk attempt right back to where he started. And he continues to hammer on that smoke, coming right up here on the lip, able to keep composure, gets that dip onto the pod. And again, the successful combination move, great control for MJ Solorio, swinging the truck all the way back. He tried to get another wheelie combination here, but the move ended.
We've got our next competitor hitting the track, Tristan England, JCB Digatron.
win for Tristan England, JCB Digatron. And then get those scores in at judgeszone.com.
Tristan England with 11 skills wins this season on Stadium Championship Series East in the JCB Digatron 80th anniversary paint out. Gets a great combination move. This time he goes over to the near side pod, starts there, tries to take it to the middle, did not like the angle he had on the truck, so he hits reverse, gets what he likes, accelerates the nose wheelie all the way up onto the pod, taking it clean across. And then he comes back down and continues the combination move all the way across to the far side pod near the backflip ramp as his wife Kiera saluting and applauding for her husband Tristan England. Great combination move in JCB Digatron.
Scores are in. Your score for JCB Digatron is... Look at that, we got a new leader, 7.864. And now it's time to check in with KCG.
Because there was a transmission swap on both El Toro Loco and Gravedigger Red Primer. When it comes to El Toro Loco, Armando Castro said that during the racing competition, around that final corner, he lost second gear. So they swapped that transmission out as he's getting ready for the two-wheel skills challenge. When it came to Gravedigger Red Primer, that was just a preventative measure. Weston said that when he was getting lined up and ready for the two-wheel skills challenge, he could feel the transmission slipping a little bit, and he didn't want to go out there on the track and lose the transmission completely and lose his shot at a world title. So they came back here, swapped out the transmission, and both of those trucks have been dropped to lower in the lineup or towards the end of the lineup, but they are both going to make it back on the track for the two-wheel skills challenge.
Thank you, Casey, so much. We're going to continue on with our next driver up, Ryan Anderson, son of a digger.
Son of a digger. Score now at judgeszone.com.
Ryan Anderson has 2 skills wins on this Dirt and Bicycle Stadium. Goes for his patented bicycle. What he's trying to do here is go for the back-to-back cyclones. He gets a cyclone right there, almost on the sidewalls, and ends up back on all 4. But a great bicycle to cyclone combination, nearly getting it all the way on the sidewalls for a couple seconds there. Spins it out into a break dance, ending a great combination for Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger.
Your score to beat, remember, JCB Digatron, Tristan England, 7.864. That is the score to beat. Your score for Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger is 6.437. So your leader still is Tristan England, JCB Digatron, 7.864. You can see the official Utah Sports Commission two-wheel skills leaderboard. Right behind him, Blake Granger and Monster Mutt Dalmatian with a 6.628. We're looking at that third spot. Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger just went. He's now in the third spot. We've got 3 more drivers left.
Yeah, look at the scoring right there. Now, we talked about the weighted scoring with the expert judges. The expert judges scoring have been very low so far compared to the fan scores.
Well, Monster Jam fans, as you see, we have Monster Jam fans coming from all over the world to be here for World Finals. And my friend, this is Gus. He's all the way from Atlanta, and his mom, Kitty, from Atlanta, joining us right here. Gus, we've been hanging out for the entire time. We were hanging out here in the rain, and you said, when are we going to go? And I said, right now, man. How you feeling?
Good. It's just blessed to be here, and let's see some talent.
Let's see some talent. All right, well, let's see some talent. What do y'all say? So, Gus, here's what I was saying. Since you've been waiting for a while, how about we play a game, man? You say you can name any Monster Jam truck, so we're going to play a game called Name That Truck. You think you can do this?
Yep, I'll try my best.
He sounds very confident. I like it. All right, Kitty, let's go ahead and get this thing going. Take a look at the video board and see if Gus can name that truck. All right, it's up on the board. Keep an eye on it, Gus. What you think? Help him out, Monster Jam fans. I see a little bit. He's studying it. A little bit. What'd you say, Gus?
Toro Loco?
He said it like that. Is it El Toro Loco? Yes, sir, it is. Gus, you already have the Ticketron shirt. So you know what, man? I have the Spin Master JCB Ticketron for you right here. So give it up for Gus. Give it up for Kitty. We're still walking around with the fans, so make some noise. Even ready for some more Monster Jam action.
Congratulations to our future Monster Jam driver, Gus there. We're gonna get going now with John Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity.
Put those hands together for John Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity. Score now at judgeszone.com.
John Zimmer Jr. back in this competition for the first time in 2 years, was the runner-up in Nashville, comes right off the edge of the pod into a popper right here, goes immediately on the one wheel, try to regain control, try to turn the truck around to get it back on the front two wheels, ends up just a little short there. Here's a look at that popper, just hit the back wheel and ended up turning the truck to the side. That's not exactly the way you want to design it, but John Zimmer Jr. does get a second attempt later tonight.
Scores are locked in here, and you're going to get a score for John Zimmer Jr. and terminal velocity of 4.186.
I am hanging out here in the stands section W3, and I got the Hassel family with me. Wave hello. Now, you all were telling me how you're one big family of cousins and siblings, but some of you came from Arizona to spend your holiday here with us. We can't thank you enough. So we're gonna have some fun with all of you, okay? I know you play together like cousins do, so you're gonna be a team together as we play the St. Jude Children's Research Helmet Shuffle. Let's take it up to the video board. There's gonna be 3 helmets and 1 trophy. You have to keep your eye on the helmet holding the trophy. Here we go. It's right there in the center. Now keep your eye on it. Don't lose it. All right, oh, almost there. Wait, it's not done. All right. I see a lot of different fingers being thrown up, but the Hasso family is confident that it is #1. Let's lift those helmets. It's not under 3. That's good news. And it's not under number 2. So what does that mean? We won! We won! Yes, indeed. Well, as I said, I know how much you guys love to play together. And when you're a family that lives in separate states, it's kind of hard. So I'm going to send you home with 2 Monster Jam video games so you guys can play online together and still indulge in your favorite Monster Jam. Make some noise for the Hassel family. Wait, bye.
Congratulations to them, and you fans can also help us by donating right now to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Scan that QR code and donate. We definitely want your help in defeating childhood cancer. All of those funds go directly to the families of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. No family pays for housing, food, or even medical bills. Once again, scan that QR code and donate to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We've got our next driver getting ready. It is Armando Castro, El Toro Loco.
That was Armando Castro, El Toro Loco. Score now, Salt Lake City at judgeszone.com.
Your defending champion here in the 2-wheel skills competition, Armando Castro getting his first attempt. Driver seemingly like the red side of the track for this. The dirt looks very slick though, as you can tell by the tires not being able to catch the way that they want. Luckily the BKT tires allowing them to gain maximum traction on these attempts. He goes for the popper, doesn't get a lot of pop on the tires. It becomes a stoppy moonwalk combination, and then all the way across that pod goes Armando Castro before finally getting it onto one wheel, having a flip out onto all 4 tires and ending his run. But Armando Castro, a successful combination move on attempt number 1.
Scores are locked in. Your score for El Toro Loco, Armando Castro, it is a 6.194. Coming up next, we got Weston Anderson, Gravedigger Red Primer.
Scores are open.
Weston Anderson, Gravedigger Red Primer out of the truck. What a way to end our first round of attempts in the two-wheel skills competition. Weston Anderson immediately coming off those blocks on the track, starts crab walking his way into a nose wheelie all the way to the step up, does it in reverse as well. Back and forth he went, keeping that crab walk going, and then ends up trying to flip the truck back up on the rear wheels, instead goes into a bicycle, and a great way to end it with the exclamation point for Weston Anderson and Gravedigger Red Primer.
Score to beat is 7.864. JCB Digatron Tristan England. Your score for Weston Anderson and Gravedigger Red Primer is 7.251.
Here's the move coming off the blocks. He immediately right there goes into that crab nose wheelie and then runs over to the tabletop, tries to flip it up on, but ends up getting that back rear wheel jammed right between the pod and the ramp and ends up on the hood. Nonetheless, Weston Anderson with a great score.
Back in the pits with Son of a Diggers, Ryan Anderson. And Ryan, I know after your first attempt out there for the two-wheel skills challenge, we brought your truck back here to the pits, and they're working hard back there. Talk to us about what's going on.
I didn't really get the trick like I wanted, definitely not. I didn't get enough of a bicycle. There's not really a good ramp for a bicycle out there, but I'm just digging for it. Got that thing to start rotating around, only got one revolution, and when it set down really hard, and it basically imploded the planetary gear system, which is attached to the wheel. So that thing's not very easy to take apart when it does that. So the boys are cutting it out right now. They're doing their best to get it apart, to get me back in. We haven't started round 2 yet, but it's coming up pretty fast. So I'm about to get back in just in case. It's gonna be tight, but I'm definitely counting on my crew, man. These guys are awesome. All these UNHA technicians, they are the best of the best. So I'm ready to go again. I'm ready to battle it out. I'm not done yet, but we'll see what happens.
You know, Ryan, you said it, a broken planetary can be a little bit of a messy situation because if any of those teeth break off on any of those gears inside the planetary, it's kind of like a domino effect. It ends up shredding everything else. So this is something that can take a little bit of time, but if anybody's crew can fix it, it's these guys back here.
Without a doubt, it's definitely all wedged in there right now. It's not coming out easy, but these guys are strong. They got a lot of big tools, so we're going for it. We're not giving up. I know I'm ready. They're gonna be ready. We'll see if the truck's ready.
Ryan, thank you so much. We'll let you get back in the truck, and we're excited to see you out there for round 2.
Take a look at the leaderboard. We are halfway through. JCB Digatron, Tristan England. No surprise, he's on top.
He had the cleanest attempt. I mean, the dirt down there looking really slick right now. Drivers are trying to get these attempts going, but a 7.864 is the score. We'll see if anybody or the first driver that could get an 8, that may be enough to win it here tonight.
It's time for round 2 of the Utah Sports Commission Two-Wheel Skills World Championship. Each driver will have one final attempt to improve their scores from round 1. So keep in mind, the best of their scores from their 2 attempts will be used to decide the champion. Monster Jam fans, are you ready for more of the Utah Sports Commission Two-Wheel Skills World Championship?
Coming up, we've got Blake Granger, Monster Mutt Dalmatian.
hear it for Blake Granger, Monster Mud Dalmatian. Let's score now at judgeszone.com. Score now.
Blake Granger's first attempt with a 6.628. He's going to have to beat a 7.864 here. Here's a replay. The first to use the container comes right off into a stop beat, then gasses it here, trying to get a flip over, or at least a pogo bounce to keep it up on 2 wheels, and instead just can't get the right angle. He is a little far off to the left. If he would have centered the truck, maybe a better shot at making that happen, but an exciting way to use the container for the first time here tonight in the Utah Sports Commission 2-wheel skills competition.
So you're going to see a couple scores here. So we're going to remind you the first score and the second score. So the scores are locked. Let's take a look. You see the score is a 6.508. We are going to take the first and second attempt. So we're going to take the first attempt score. It will be a 6.628.
Well, as I said, we have Monster Jam fans joining us from all over, and this young man right here. Tell the people your name.
My name is Jaden.
Jaden, where are you from?
From New Jersey.
From New Jersey. And Yankees hat right here. Show them. You actually said that your whole family's from Costa Rica, right? So we got Costa Rica in the house, too.
La vida!
Well, there you go. Well, here's what we are about to play. It's a mini jam racing showdown. So all I need you to tell me is who's going to win out of these 3 trucks we have on the board. El Toro Loco, Gravedigger, or Megalodon.
I'm going with Gravedigger.
He says go Gravedigger. Let's go Gravedigger. Let's see who takes this thing. Here it is, the racing showdown. And they are off. Uh-oh, Gravedigger has an early lead. He might be onto something. They take the first turn, but El Toro Loco is still right behind. It takes the cut. Look at a turn. Megalodon in the back. Gravedigger, can they get the win? Right now, El Toro Loco has a lead. Megalodon gets out front, coming down the stretch. B. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Pura vida. That's right, man. Look, I have this for you. Right. Actually, you know what? I'm going to give you something very special. This is a Gravedigger Smash and Bash. This thing has a remote control. You can drive it just like a regular RC truck, but it also collapses too. So it collapses in and it goes back with the push of a button. Pretty cool?
Pretty cool.
Make some noise for my friend right here doing a great job. Let's get back to the action.
He is our second competitor coming up, Tyler Miniga, Gravedigger.
Let's hear it for Tyler Miniga, Gravedigger. Get your scores in at judgeszone.com.
Camden Murphy, driver of Classroom Crusher, what was your thoughts?
Man, oh man, this track has been something for sure. I definitely know that the first attempt that some of these drivers have been going out there trying to be a little bit safe, a little bit kind of conservative, and just trying to get a good, safe run in. And the second one is when we're really going to start taking chances, really start taking some risks. And I saw what Tyler was trying to do there, probably backflip to moonwalk, which is incredibly hard. But man, it's tough out here. Tristan put on a great run, and we got Tristan's son probably just messing around back here too. But he's been a hoot back here, that's for sure. But man, this has been a tough competition, and got a lot of competitors coming here, and he's having a lot of fun behind us, as you can see.
Scoring is locked in for Tyler Miniga and Gravedigger. His first score 6.420, so keep that in mind as well, as we're going to see those official scores for Gravedigger. We see the expert average. We see your average as well for a total of 5.857. So we are going to be taking the first attempt score a 6.420. He's coming to the track, MJ Solario, El Toro Loco Yellow.
Solorio, El Toro Loco Yellow. And score now at judgeszone.com.
MJ Solorio in that El Toro Loco Yellow making good use of the container. Remember, he's on the Arena Series all season long, so his first attempt at using a container, he is able to guide it all the way back, got the angle he liked, gasses it in reverse, gets the pogo bounce, keeps it right into the catch out of the nose wheelie. Give him some love out there. On the step up, MJ Solorio, El Toro Loco Yellow, and he's able to maintain control, guiding the truck right into that gap before eventually ending it all on 4 BKT tires. But a great second attempt for MJ Solorio, using the container, keeping the truck, making full use of that 45-second time limit for each maneuver.
The huge smile on his face says it all. He's having a blast out here. Your scores are locked. Your score for MJ Solorio and El Toro Loco Yellow is a 6.704. And so we're going to be taking the final score from the second attempt.
Take a look at the replay, backs it up after guiding El Toro Loco Yellow all the way back, gets a little acceleration there, clips it back to BKT, still able to catch a truck, nearly went over there, but he's able to shift it right into that nose wheelie, and right here just gets stuck in that little gap between the ramp and the step up, edges it out into a moonwalk, back and forth, back and forth. He has 45 seconds. Great attempt for MJ Solorio, currently in third.
Our next competitor, it's Tristan England, JCB Digatron.
Tristan England, JCB Digatron. Get those scores in, Salt Lake City.
Tristan England currently sitting on top of the leaderboard with that first attempt, trying to make it 2 for 2 here. He does get some elevation there on the back two wheels. He's getting out of the truck. You can make some noise for Tristan, celebrating the 80th anniversary of JCB with that 80th anniversary paint out. And Tristan England trying to win his second World Finals championship here in Salt Lake City.
We await your fan scores here at judgeszone.com, and there they are, a 5.877 for his second and final attempt, which means then we'll move on to the next slide. It is going to be the 7.864 that will be taken as his final score. So the 7.864 from JCB Digatron and Tristan England, that keeps him on top of the leaderboard. Right behind him, Weston Anderson, Gravedigger Red Primer, and then MJ Solorio, El Toro Loco Yellow, currently sitting in third.
You notice Tyler Menega, Gravedigger 6.420. We're going to keep that second score. He's currently 6 as well in that Gravedigger. We'll have more on that in just a bit.
Up next, we've got John Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity.
Score now, everybody at judgeszone.com.
Here's a replay. This is a great angle. You want both those back to BKTs right in the center of that ramp. He gets it. Guided in by his crew chief, Chucky Pocket III, comes out into a nose wheelie, slow and steady, wins the race here for John Zimmer Jr., then backs it all the way up right here, trying to get the perfect angle as he's listening in on his radio. Once he has the space he needs, he is going to hit this thing in reverse to go for the flip, and just ends up short of landing on the wheelie bar, which would have given him the traction on the tires to flip the truck back around, but instead ends up on the container. John Zimmer Jr., terminal velocity.
Scoring is about to be locked here at judgeszone.com. A reminder, his first attempt was a 4.186. So we'll see where you put him at. Scores are locked. Your score is a 6.660, which means we'll be taking his second score, the 6.660. That'll put him currently in the 4th position here in the Utah Sports Commission Two-Wheel Skills Challenge. And now let's take a look at the leaderboard. You can see Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger currently now sitting in 7th. And I got word, Scott, that they actually denied that second attempt from Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger.
Yeah, I know what he was doing. He's going for the backflip into the moonwalk, but in this competition, you have to start something on 2 wheels. So you can't start with the backflip, even though you're trying to land it on 2 wheels. So that's why that move was disqualified, and we'll still go with that higher score anyway, which was the first attempt.
So Tristan England and JCB Digatron, your score to beat.
Ryan Anderson is strapped into the truck, set and ready to go, because the tensions have been high. It is going to come down to the very last second for the Son of a Digger team. It took near 15 minutes to remove the planetary from the truck because it was so wound up. When they finally opened the planetary, it was like a planetary graveyard. There were shreds, bits, pieces of metal that literally were all over the floor because all of those gears were all shredded. So finally they removed the old planetary, they put the new one back on, and as you can see, it is all hands on deck. We've got teammates from Zombie, Gravedigger, Thunderosaurus, Classroom Crusher, El Toro Loco, and everyone in between trying to get this truck set and ready to get back out on the track for round 2. Guys, this is what they work all year for, the opportunity to compete for a world title here at Monster Jam World Finals. And for this team, it is going to come down to the wire. Ryan Anderson said, to be honest, I don't know if we're going to make it, but it's looking really promising for the team back here in the back. And we want to say thank you to all of our crew chiefs and technicians for making this possible.
That's some great stuff, Casey, from the back. We'll keep an eye on Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger, but right now, it is Armando Castro, El Toro Loco. Toro Loco.
Armando Castro, El Toro Loco, making the decision to go to the what would be his left side of that backflip ramp, not in the center. And you had to wonder why he made that decision. And here is why. He wanted to line up with this ramp right here, trying to repeat what he did at SoFi Stadium. Just cuts it a little too short there on the landing. Ends up on the roof of El Toro Loco. But a great attempt nonetheless for your reigning and defending World Finals champion. Here's another look as he hits the gas. It's right here. He just gets the clip of those back to BKT tires right on the edge of that ramp, right on the lip. And unfortunately, had he would have cleared that, he may have made that backflip. But Armando now waits for your scores.
Scores are locked. Your score for El Toro Loco is, give him a 6.398, which means that will be taking his second and final attempt as the score.
Hanging here right now with the driver of Zombie, Bari Musaur. Bari, you are no stranger to being just a fierce competitor both on and off the track. Even down in pit party, you were doing the RC World, and you were just killing it down there as well. I do want to know, from a driver's perspective right now, what are all of the emotions that everybody is feeling during this competition?
Well, this is the biggest stage we play on all season. So, this is the World Finals. So you got to roll the dice every time out there on the track. That's just what Armando tried to do out there. He had an awesome move last year in the World Finals. That's why he's the reigning two-wheel skills champion. So he had to roll the dice again. So it's really just going out there, putting 110%, your best foot forward, and hoping for the best.
And does working with a simulator help in preparation for something like the Utah Sports Commission Two-Wheel Skills Challenge?
Oh, I would say absolutely. You can actually dream up moves that you can't necessarily go out there and do in a 12,000-pound truck right away. So you get on the simulator at home and try it. Maybe the physics allow it to work, and you learn a lot, and maybe come out here and try it in real life. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't, but you know what? The fans are going to love you no matter what.
And speaking of the fans who love you, you are the fan favorite driver of the year. That has to be absolutely incredible.
Oh yeah, it was pretty awesome to receive that award. I mean, that award is voted for by our fans all over the world. So to be able to get that many votes and actually top all these great competitors, it's truly a dream come true for me. And I'm just glad to be out here living that childhood dream. And hopefully, in the future, we can pass the torch on to my son, who's really good on that simulator, by the way. So Cairo's here. He's awesome out there on the RC track at the RC Low C World Finals. So you never know what the future holds.
We got another second-generation driver in the works here at Monster Jam. Give it up, everyone, for Bari Musaur Zombie.
This is Weston Anderson, Gravedigger Red Primer. That was Weston Anderson, Gravedigger Red Primer. Score now at judgeszone.com.
Weston Anderson, Gravedigger Red Primer on attempt number 2, showing he once again crab walking his way out. This time he was going to try to backflip off of that concrete in the middle of both those blue and red racing berms up there. He tried to attempt it. Here's the replay right here. Comes off a popper right into a stoppie and then begins right here into that nose wheelie. The crab walk nose wheelie doesn't have the angle he needs right here to make this happen. He tries to slide it in. He would have had to come in at a full stop there and get that backflip going, but still a successful attempt there for Weston Anderson.
Scores are locked in. Your score for Weston Anderson and Gravedigger Red Primer, 6.211. We will be taking his first attempt score as the highest score. It will be the 7.251.
All right, I'm hanging in the stands as per usual with some super cool Monster Jam fans. We are with some El Toro Loco fans, actually. Tell everybody your name. Andy.
And my name is Ryan.
And Ryan, now they're no strangers to Monster Jam. They've been coming here since they were so little, but you're not little anymore. You're all grown up. And they specifically said that Armando Castro is not only their favorite driver, but that he drives their favorite Monster Jam truck, El Toro Loco. So I'm gonna see just how much information you've learned from your favorite driver, Armando Castro. Let's take it up to the video board. Yeah, Armando, if you can't hear them, they're saying it's A. Are they correct? Of course it is. El Toro Loco is the crazy bull. Make some noise for this dynamic duo here. And you're going home with the Monster Jam prize, of course. Compliments of our friends at Spin Master. Wave bye!
It comes down to Tristan England, JCB Diggertron, and this man here, Ryan Anderson, son of a digger. And cast your scores at judgeszone.com.
As we await the scores, this is the only competition Ryan Anderson has not won a World Finals championship in. That is up to you right now. He ended up going up to the container, didn't like what he was feeling, what his crew chief Bryce Langlois saw. So he came down again, goes back on top of the container once more, comes out into a nose wheelie, sets it down, immediately lets the momentum carry. Again, the front two tires can touch, or the back two wheels can touch as long as they are lifted right back up. He did that. That is in the rules. So Ryan Anderson with 2 successful attempts here as he awaits your fate or whether or not he wins his 5th World Finals championship. Tristan England, if he wins, it'll be the 2nd of his career. And here is the replay of Ryan Anderson. This is where he catches it. He has to go into reverse immediately, goes into a moonwalk, and he's going to try to do it again, but those front two wheels go under way too much, and Ryan Anderson cannot make the catch for a 3rd attempt.
Your scores are locked in. This is for your Utah Sports Commission Two-Wheel Skills World Finals Championship. Your score for Son of a Digger is... Ladies and gentlemen, your Utah Sports Commission Two-Wheel Skills World Finals Champion, it is Tristan England, JCB Digatron. A huge congratulations here to Tristan England and JCB Digatron, your Utah Sports Commission Two-Wheel Skills World Finals Champion. And a big congratulations to Weston Anderson, Gravedigger Red Primer coming in second, and MJ Solario, El Toro Loco Yellow, getting a third place podium finish. What a great competition we just witnessed.
Yeah, a lot of emotion up here. Tristan's dad, Shane England, up here. His wife, his son, all up here celebrating with him. And we saw MJ Solario celebrating too, because this kid a few days ago was an alternate in here, and now he gets up on the podium. He will get a bronze medal in his first World Finals competition. So hats off to Weston Anderson as well, getting another medal. But a great competition overall. There were some challenges out there on the track with the dirt, and these drivers trying to be a little creative, trying to get the obstacles going. Couldn't quite get it together for some of them. But Tristan England, now a two-time Monster Jam World Finals champion. JCB Digatron celebrating their 80th anniversary, so he delivers a World Finals championship to them here. I know they have a contingent here, so a great moment for Tristan and the entire England family. And we get to crown our first world champion of the weekend here in just a few minutes.
Absolutely. What an incredible night. What an incredible competition here as we continue the celebration on with JCB Digatron's Tristan England, his entire family. Let's take a look at the winning run right now up on the video board.
This is what got it. Tristan comes off right here. Now he makes the decision to stop instead of going up onto that pod. He stops, comes right back into a moonwalk. Here's your nose wheelie. Thought maybe he was going to go for the teeter-totter here that he has patented. And then he stops again right on the edge, goes into another moonwalk, and just absolute complete control. He's got 45 seconds here to try to make it happen. We saw the front hood come off, and Tristan gets it up onto the pod, accelerates a little bit, stoppy again. I lost count with maybe 6 or 7 moves, and now he crab walks his way, then down again. There's where the hood comes off right on the edge as he goes back into that moonwalk. So absolute great combination move for Tristan England. Is going to win him a World Finals championship.
Presenting your bronze medalist, MJ Solario, El Toro Loco Yellow. And your silver medalist, Weston Anderson, Gravedigger Red Primer. And presenting your Utah Sports Commission Two-Wheel Skills Challenge champion, Tristan England, JCB Digatron. Tristan, a huge congratulations and an emotional victory, celebrating with your entire family up here. There was not a driver in stadiums this year that took home more Two-Wheel Skills Challenge victories. Talk to us about how your creativity and your consistency led to this world title.
Hey, I can honestly say I did not get to do exactly what I wanted to do out here on this track, this Utah dirt. What we have been through today, the accolades, man, weather, delays, you name it. But last year, I wanted this thing more than anybody else, and I failed. But I came out here this year, and I persevered, and I did it with my JCB team. I got Joe Wilkerson back in the back. I got Gio and Dino back there. Man, we are absolutely having a blast. Utah, you guys are awesome, and I know it's just not Utahns right here. It's everybody, every Monster Jam fan from all over the world, and I got a trophy right in front of you guys. Man, I feel ecstatic right now. I got my family, and hey, I got to say this. It's not bad to win with a little Jesus on your side. I got a little Jesus right here in my pocket. He rode with me. He gave me these skills that I honed over the years, and now I got another world championship to take home. And the proudest person right now is my 6-year-old son, Crash. And I know I've been an emotional wreck all week, but man, I've given my life to this sport, and now I get to do it all year round, all the time, all over the world. This is the greatest job ever. I got to thank Feld Entertainment, Monster Jam. I got to thank my family, my beautiful wife, and this stud right here. This is Crash. One day, he's probably going to win Crash Madness, no doubt about it, but I hope he grows up and wants to be a part of Monster Jam and love this company just as much as we all do. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Utah. Thank you, Monster Jam fans. And I got to thank Tom Mintz. He taught me how to do these skills, man. He's the king of two-wheel skills, and now I get to be two. Thank you, guys. I love you, Monster Jam fans.
He's taking home the trophy. Let's hear it for your Utah Sports Commission Two-Wheel Skills Challenge champion, Tristan England, JCB Digatron.
Well, a huge congratulations to Tristan England, JCB Digatron, your Utah Sports Commission Two-Wheel Skills Challenge winner. None the deserving, though.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the one that Tristan really did want last year. He did say that he led his series with skills wins, and that elevated him to, I think 11 overall event championships on his way to the stadium, West Series championship. So this is the one he had his eyes on. I know he also had his eyes on racing and freestyle, but right now he is standing tall as the Utah Sports Commission Two-Wheel Skills Challenge champion. Great moment for Tristan and his family.
Absolutely deserves it. Well, right now we're going to throw it to halftime. You have all the time to grab some official Monster Jam merchandise. And don't forget, later on tonight, do not leave after our BKT Freestyle, because we are going to be doing the fireworks display presented by Vettix. So again, do not leave after our BKT Freestyle, which will be coming up here in just a little bit, because later on we will have the fireworks display presented by Vettix. But right now this is halftime, and then come back as we're going to get set for more Monster Jam action.
Unbelievable. And he's gonna land it. Cowabunga, baby! Oh my goodness gracious! No way!
Test 1, 2. Wait, are you guys still excited or what? Oh, no, 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 no. If you're excited, I need everybody on your feet right now. Everybody up, let's go. Make some noise if you're the loudest section right now. Here we go. 1, 2, somebody scream!
Bad, but somebody gotta do it. Got my foot up on the gas, but somebody gotta do it. Turn his TV off, turn his TV off. Turn his TV off, turn his TV off. Turn his TV off, turn his TV off. Turn his TV off.
Jump around, jump up and get down. Jump up and get down. Jump around, jump up and get down.
I don't hear you.
Jump up and get down.
Jump, 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 jump.
sin. I won't ever slack up, punk, you better back up. Try and play.
All right, if you're ready, somebody make some noise and can y'all tell them?
This is night one of the BKT Freestyle Championships.
Matt Cody, Gravedigger Stars and Stripes. Head on over to judgeszone.com and lock in those scores for Matt Cody.
Matt Cody, Gravedigger Stars and Stripes with some big time air to kick off our BKT freestyle competition. Transfers right onto the pod, goes for the 8-pack and absolutely annihilates it, nails it, gets a nice push on the front two BKTs, and then just big air after big air right here, the floater and over, and gets the acceleration, contains his momentum on the backside of that. 26 freestyle wins on Arena Championship Series Central. Driver the biggest win of his career, vertical sky wheelie, getting right up on top of the pod and unfortunately clips that back left wheel and locks it down, and that would end the run. But what a run from Matt Cody, Gravedigger Stars and Stripes.
What a way to kick things off here right now. Scores are locked in. Your score for Gravedigger Stars and Stripes is... You gave him a 7.146.
Well, we got some special guests here in the house as well. We got Shane, Alex, and Lorenzo. I said everyone's been coming from all over, but tell the people where you are coming from.
We are coming all the way from Honolulu, Hawaii.
Hawaii in the house. So I gotta ask, do y'all have any snacks that y'all have there in Hawaii?
Oh yeah, we love our pineapple flavored candies, our lihing powder that we put on every single fruit. We have all kinds of snacks out there.
Do y'all have ice cream out there?
Of course we have ice cream out there.
Well, here's what's about to happen here then. We're about to play a little game. It's head to head. We're gonna put 15 seconds on the board, and you're gonna name as many ice cream flavors as you can in 15 seconds. If you can name more, then our Monster Jam driver, you're going home some winners. Sound good?
That sounds good.
All right, 15 seconds on the clock. So, on your mark, get set, go!
Mint chocolate.
Chocolate chip.
Reese's Pieces.
Cookie dough.
Cotton candy.
Mango flavor.
Rocky Road.
We have jalapeno coconut.
Birthday cake. That's time. You said birthday cake at the end, but they said 8 seconds. Give it up for the boys right here from Hawaii. Good job, y'all. Let's see if y'all can name more ice cream flavors than our Monster Jam driver. Take a look.
Chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, cherry, Rocky Road, Superman. Why am I blanking on ice cream flavors? Brownie. What else you got?
And you guys got it right. Name more ice cream flavors. So this here is for y'all. This is signed by Avenger out here. So this is a Spin Master. I'm handing this right to you, buddy. Thank y'all so much for coming out, and I hope you have a good time and safe travels back to Hawaii. Give it all up for our boys right here. There it is, our head-to-head competition.
Well, this is just a reminder here as we're going to get things in, or get started here in the BKT Freestyle Championship. Our drivers must complete 30 seconds of their run to qualify for a score. Failure to fill the 60-second clock will be a 1-point deduction. But, you know, Scott, these are the fans that are going to be scoring, of course, with our expert judges as well. But they need to be looking for all of these different things that are on that list.
Yeah, so Matt Cody gave you a nice preview of what to expect. You want to see those big air jumps. You want to see the drivers using every single inch of this track, every single pod, every single transfer jump. You want to see the tabletop, the step up, the backflip. Now in Freestyle at World Finals, they can do 2 backflips here. They are cleared to do 2 backflips. So you definitely want to see that. Maybe see some drivers throw in some skills moves. But we did start off with a great run here. Matt Cody, Gravedigger Stars and Stripes. But that is what you want. That's what you need. And you got to fill that 60 seconds because we've seen some low scores from the expert judges, and you take a 1-point deduction off of that, and that could mean the end of your World Championship hopes.
2-part question for you, Scott. Would you want to be an expert judge in your next life? And second of all, what kind of score would you have given that run as we kick things off?
Okay, I still hope to be here with you in my next life. That's
thanks.
right. I think that score, I like what Matt did. I know the run ended a little shortly, but I think it was definitely deserving of a score a little higher than what he got, the 7.146. I would have given it, around a 7.8, 7.9 in the 8 range. I think Matt hit the backflip on the 8-pack. He landed it, and we haven't seen that yet tonight. And that's one thing you want to look for is something that you haven't seen tonight. So I do think that score was a little low, but listen, the expert judges, we've got multi-time world champions up there. We have Heavy D, who's won overall event championships, Michaela and Fernando, who've won a lot of competitions in Monster Jam, so they know what they want. But what a great run from Matt Cody and Gravedigger Stars and Stripes.
And a big shout out to our JCB Dirt Squad. Of course, all of that JCB equipment helping recover all of our Monster Jam trucks here throughout the entire weekend. The official equipment provider of not only this Monster Jam World Finals, but all of our Monster Jams here in the 2025 season. So a big shout out to JCB, our official equipment provider. Don't forget, do not leave after BKT Freestyle because the fireworks display presented by Vettix will be happening right after. So do not leave your seats. We're going to celebrate 4th of July in style right here, Monster Jam style. So again, do not leave your seats. Following BKT Freestyle, we've got the fireworks display presented by Vettix.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got my little brother out here. I'll tell you what, we just debuted this truck out here, and this thing is wild. This is one bad dude, one bad pack. I'll tell you what, I've been busting my butt. We're busting our butt for this truck. Get ready for my little brother I love so much, Mike Pagliarulo, Excalibur! Woo!
lock in those scores. Mike Pagliarulo, Excalibur. You guys know what to do. JudgesZone.com and lock them on in.
In his World Finals debut, Mike Pagliarulo showing you what he and Excalibur are all about. What a run for Excalibur. Save of the night so far, avoided disaster, clipping the back two BKT tires, able to make the save, and then backflip after backflip, landing both successfully, and then the big air wow moment jump to follow it up, the exclamation point, as Mike Pagliarulo had 2 freestyle wins in the 2025 Monster Jam season. Number 3 could be right here in Salt Lake City as a world champion.
We await the fan score here. We await the expert score. And of course, the back of his fire suit says, no guts, no glory. And what a statement he made as the second competitor out here in the BKT freestyle competition. Your scores are locked. Do not blink. Let's see that score. Your score for Excalibur is 8.148. We got a new leader.
Nick, I want to go ahead and touch base with you because before your little brother hit the track, you said that you were trying not to get emotional because of all of the love and the blood and the sweat and the tears that you've poured into help building that truck. What does that run mean to you and your family?
You know, it means so much to be able to see my little brother kick butt out here. It meant so much, 40 years of Excalibur, me and my team, my family, being able to support me, Charlie Pocket, a big history. This is one heck of a feat. Being able to see my little brother out there, 21 years old, be able to compete in his very first Monster Jam World Finals and put on one hellacious run. I am so happy. I know he is. I love you, buddy, down there. You killed it. You know what? No guts, no glory. That's what the Pags do, and we love you guys. This is excited. Yeah, you know what? If, Michael, you can hear me, Charlie wants a Chucky dance!
It is such a celebration up here, and that is what freestyle is all about. Yes, you want the big moves. Yes, you want the momentum, but that run kept everybody on the edge of their seat. I saw you and your dad and everybody on edge up here, but that is what freestyle is about.
That's what it is. We started out strong. We had that front flip to a save, and I knew that all I did, I tell him to keep going harder. And the back-to-back backflip, I know, sealed it. The body fell apart. I mean, listen to the fans. You guys are on your feet for this boy. It is awesome.
Thank you so much, Nick. And I want to get Charlie Pocket in here for 1 second. Charlie, as one of the original drivers of Excalibur, you must be so ecstatic for Mike Pagliarulo.
Oh, so much to see him go out there and have that run in the original paint job, the old gray one. That's what it looked like. When I was a kid delivering my paper out, I would ride by Mike Nickel and Dave Marquardt. We're assembling this in a little town, in a little one-car garage, and I just kept wondering, what the heck are they ever going to do with this? And next thing I know, I'm working for them, and to see this come full circle and be here, to watch Excalibur go out once again in the gray. Wow, Michael laid down one heck of a run. Man, there's nothing like it. That is just pinnacle right there. That's a Chucky dance approved run right there. I love it, no matter what. Making history, I love it. No guts, no glory. Michael Pagliarulo, you're number one in my book, buddy. Woo! Chucky dance, yeah!
We are going to continue on with the madness And the clock has paused right now for Cody Saucier and Dragon. And I'm getting word that they're just going to grab the body piece there off of the track. Safety our number one priority here, so we're gonna pause the clock. 105 seconds there on the clock here for Cody Saucier and Dragon. Plenty of time to rip and roar through this track as we see our USA Dry Safety officials cleaning off the track. Here we go. We're going to continue on the run, waiting for the green lights.
Locking those scores for Cody Saucier, Dragon.
Cody Saucier gets a 1-point deduction here for not filling that time that he needed, but a lot of risks there. You can't win a championship without taking a few risks. He started right away, coming right down that center pathway, coming across that berm, going over the big jump, over the car stack down here, crushing that van, and then he took another risk right here, and we're going to show you a replay. Here comes Cody Saucier down that center path, goes right up over some nice air, keeps his momentum here all the way across the track. Gets onto the side, rights 2 wheels. Now he spins it around over the van. This is where the momentum stopped as our safety team had to come out and grab the body part. And right here, this jump, watch where he lands it. He is gonna land it a little awkwardly. He bounces the front 2 a little short, which clipped the back wheels, and then just not enough as he lands too far on the left to make the save. Another look at this jump right here, gets the nose down. Too short on the landing on the front 2 wheels, flips the truck over, and Cody Saucier, Dragon, his run comes to an end.
Scores are locked. Remember, there is a 1-point deduction, so the official score will be 5.255.
Senior Master Sergeant Ralph Hall Gonzalez joined the Air Force in May 2008 and has spent 17 years serving our country with 2 deployments. His first deployment was in 2010 to Afghanistan in support of Operation Enduring Freedom, where he earned his first NATO Non-Article 5 and Achievement Medal. His second deployment was to Qatar in 2013, also in support of Operation Enduring Freedom, earning his second Achievement Medal. Gonzalez has served in the recruiting service since 2014, recruiting the next generation of airmen and guardians, where he has won top officer at sections, recruiter honors, and earned 3 commendation medals. He is joining us tonight with his wife, Natalie, and daughter is Aleli. Salt Lake City, please join us in thanking Senior Master Sergeant Ralph Hall Gonzalez for his service.
The BKT Freestyle leaderboard, there it is, Mike Begley-Rulo on top, Excalibur, as we are gonna continue on here with our BKT Freestyle, a World Finals Championship on the line, and you can see the inside cab look of our next competitor, Cole Bernard, Black Pearl. Looks like he's lining up for the Morgan & Morgan backflip. Lands it! 72 seconds left on the One more backflip attempt. Can he save it? No!
Locking those scores for Cole Vennard, Black Pearl. Head on over to judgeszone.com and put in those scores.
We're going to throw it to Brianna Mahan right now, who's standing by with Christina Moore.
Brie, we got to get your insight on that. 77 seconds were on the clock as he was lining up for that backflip, and I heard you actually say, already?
Yeah, you know what? You want every single point that you can, but you also don't want to go out there and do too easy before. So, you know what? He had a clean run. He used the whole track. He was kind of out of control, but still in control. And, you know, we really thought he was going to get reverse or get that 6 save out of that. But honestly, it was a solid run. You know, he raced his way in here. He was on it.
Absolutely incredible. I think it's time for scores.
It is, Christina. It's time for scores. Your score for the Black Pearl is a 7.747.
Well, as I said, we've been walking around and we've had people from all over the United States, but I think I just found the person who traveled the furthest. This is my friend. I'm going to try to say this right. It's Giorgio, all the way from Italy. From Italy. Where in Italy are you from, Giorgio? Where in Italy are you from?
Close to Milan.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you coming out. This is your first time to the United States?
Yes.
First time here. Well, you know what, man? We have a little thing that we call Wheel of Cams, so we're going to have you start our Wheel of Cams. I just need you to tell the people to do it. You ready? Just do it. Spin that wheel.
Gira la ruota.
There it is. Let's spin the wheel right there. Say it in Italian. You did a great job. Now let's see which one it lands on. It's spinning. It's spinning. And it's going to Dance Cam. We got a DJ in the house. Mosky, get him to dance.
All right. Let's go. We're going to do it real quick. You ready? On your feet if you know how to do it. Here we go.
Open Gangnam Style.
All right, make some noise. We're going to have some fun tonight.
He is our 5th driver. Getting set. It is John Zimmer Jr. Terminal Velocity. Terminal Velocity, our 5th competitor coming up. We've got that shot right there from the tunnel.
Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity. Head on over to judgeszone.com and lock in the scores.
John Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity, 13 freestyle wins on his way to the Arena Central Series Championship. Making history this year as the first independent driver to win a Monster Jam Championship Series, coming into his first main field appearance at World Finals. John Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity, laying down a heck of a run as you continue to score. Big air off the ski jump, got the backflip in, looked like he was making his way towards another one. Time ran out on the clock. So one backflip for John Zimmer Jr., made a nice save as well. Everything you're looking for, every inch of the track used by Terminal Velocity.
Scores are locked in. Your score for Terminal Velocity is... All right, a 7.801. Still the score to beat Excalibur, 8.148. And of course, this is just your reminder. Do not leave after BKT Freestyle. We will be doing the fireworks display presented by Vettix. We'll continue to keep the party going and celebrate July 4th following the BKT Freestyle.
Super Glue to the action replay. John Zimmer Jr. started to get some momentum here, showing some shades of skills as he ends up into a stoppie off the jump, nose wheelie combination move, and then continue to pick it up right here, coming down the pod. Big time air, checks the brakes for a split second, another angle of that incredible skills move as John Zimmer Jr. goes right into the Morgan to Morgan backflip ram, nice push, brake check, bounce on the front two wheels, and is able to continue going, backed his way all the way up, going all the way up onto that ski jump, make it into a transfer.
We're continuing on with our next driver up, Kristen Anderson, Gravedigger Grandma.
Kristen Anderson, Gravedigger Grandma, lock in the scores right now, judgeszone.com.
Kristen Anderson, all season long, a force to be reckoned with in the freestyle competition. 17 wins on Arena Championship Series East, bringing Gravedigger Grandma back in a Monster Jam World Finals competition. Here's a Super Glue to the action replay. Drifts out, gets a great angle at this pod jump on the red side. Truck goes a little sideways. She's able to save it. Here's another angle of that jump as she comes down, gets all the way over to the left, has to correct herself, turns in to the car stack. Unfortunately, she clips the left side on it, ends up on top of the containers on the roof, and that is going to do it for Kristen Anderson and Gravedigger Grandma.
Scores are locked. Your score to beat 8.148 Excalibur. Your score for Gravedigger Grandma is a 5.912. We are halfway through here. As you can see, Mike Pagliarulo, Excalibur, currently on top of the leaderboard, 8.148. Terminal Velocity, John Zimmer Jr. is currently sitting in second with a 7.801. Colvinard, the Black Pearl, currently sitting in third. We've got Gravedigger Stars and Stripes, Matt Cody in fourth. Gravedigger Grandma, Kristen Anderson in fifth. And Dragons, Cody Saucier in sixth. On deck, we've got Lucas Stabilizer, Classroom Crusher, Gravedigger Red Primer, Wildside, Monster Mutt, and Son of a Digger. Left to freestyle here in your BKT Friday night Freestyle Championship. There's Kristen Anderson there on the ground. Show her some love one more time, Utah. That score to beat, 8.148 Excalibur, as we get set in just a moment to see our next competitor to hit the track. Had a huge viral moment this 2025 season. It's the man right there, Bryce Kenny, Monster Mutt. Still has the green light. He is going to refire. There he goes. We're looking at that 60-second clock as he lines up for the Morgan backflip. Lands it! 30 seconds left. Goes for the Morgan backflip. Lands it with a little bounce. The run continues on. 20 seconds left. 4 seconds left, and he's getting the red light.
Bryce Kenny, Monster Mutt. You guys know what to do. JudgesZone.com, locking the scores for Monster Mutt.
And we're gonna go to throw it to Chris Kohler, driver of Mayhem. What did you think about that run, Chris?
I'll tell you right now, that was a killer run by Bryce. It's super hard out there to get kind of those momentum. I mean, you're looking at 3 different pods with gaps in between, so you have to hit everything with conviction. You got to believe in yourself, go deep on the turns, and hit it hard. If you want a good jump, you want a good moves, you got to hit it with speed. And right now, it's kind of hard to get the momentum going. We'll see what's coming up. We got a lot of fast guys, a lot of tough guys. We're still looking for that wow moment. Mike Pag had a cool one, but right now, me personally as a fan, I want to see more wow moments. I want to see more air and a lot deeper hits and just more speed carried throughout the run.
Thanks, Chris. The scores are locked in. Your score to be 8.148 Excalibur. And your score for Monster Mutt is... an 8.019. Good enough to put him in the second spot.
Here's the momentum starting to build for Bryce Kenny. He comes off the backside of the ski jump. Able to make a nice hard turn here. Gets Monster Mutt where he wants it. trying to get some technical moves, clip the back two wheels into a popper for the first Morgan backflip attempt. Absolutely clean. Brake check on the back end, modified moonwalk combination. Then he goes from one side of the track to the other with a great jump right up into the backside of that pod. And he did not stop at all. He meant business, knew where he was going, gets off the backflip ramp, lands on the back two wheels, tries to get a moonwalk again.
Please welcome to the track, Cynthia Gauthier, Lucas Stabilizer. 60 seconds now for Lucas Stabilizer. Lines up. Lands the Morgan backflip.
Cynthia Gauthier, Lucas Stabilizer. Head on into judgeszone.com and lock in those scores.
Cynthia Gauthier, Lucas Stabilizer with an exciting run. Take a look at the Super Glue Glue to the action replay. Here's that first jump, slight brake check, getting all the way across the step up. And then here she's gonna make the turn, comes back across the other side of the track. Big time air right down the middle. Beautifully calculated turn. She got the room, goes past the backflip ramp here, and then Cynthia Gauthier lines up for a big jump, brings Lucas Stabilizer in up over the car stack, continues her momentum, tries to make the catch there, doesn't get it this time. She does, as the body shreds off Cynthia Gauthier with the save of the night so far in freestyle.
Scores are locked in. Your score to beat Excalibur 8.148, and your score for Lucas Stabilizer is... Look at that, 8.122. That puts her in the second spot.
I am hanging with two super cool Monster Jam fans that just so happen to be super lucky today. Skylar, Liam, how much fun are you having here tonight?
Very much fun. Very much fun.
Very much fun indeed. And you were telling me about your favorite Monster Jam trucks. Which one's your favorite?
Sparkle Smash.
Liam?
JCB.
JCB Digatron. Anybody else in here fans of Sparkle Smash and JCB Digatron? Let me hear you. Of course there is. Well, you know what? You two have been so excited throughout this whole event. You are going to go home with a special prize from us here at Felt Entertainment and Spin Master. It is the JCB Digatron Smash Bot Stunt Play Set. And of course, we're actually going to have the live reveal of the 40-foot version here tomorrow. So make sure you guys come back and join us. And for those of you at home, you already know to tune in. Make some noise for Liam and Skylar. Wait, bye. Are you trying to open it?
There we have it, your BKT leaderboard. Mike Pagliarulo, Excalibur, is still in the lead, 8.148, while Cynthia Gauthier now takes the second spot with Lucas Stabilizer, 8.122.
Monster Jam fans, I know school's out, but are you ready for the coolest school bus driver ever? It's time for summer school with Camden Murphy in the classroom. Crusher, yeah!
The fiberglass body off that chassis with 35 seconds left. Goes to the backflip. Lands it hard, but saves it.
Camden Murphy, Classroom Crusher. Scoring is now open. Head on over to judgeszone.com.
Camden Murphy, 3 freestyle wins on the season with an average of 8.568. It is first year behind the wheel of the all-new Classroom Crusher. Camden Murphy caught fire late in the season, building a lot of momentum. He kept that here tonight in Monster Jam World Finals in his BKT freestyle run. What a run for Camden Murphy in Classroom Crusher tonight at Rice-Eccles Stadium.
We're awaiting your fan score here at judgeszone.com. Camden Murphy, Classroom Crusher, your 9th competitor here in the BKT freestyle competition. Scores are locked. Your score to beat 8.148 Excalibur, while your score for Classroom Crusher is... You gave him a 7.377.
He was up here cheering on his teammate that entire run. It is Classroom Crusher crew chief Shane Beto. Shane, before that run, you said to me, I want him to do really good out there because he deserves it. How proud are you of your teammate this year?
Oh my gosh, extremely. I work with him pretty much all year long. We're on first quarter, we go to MJU together. It's just, we're constantly together. I see him every day. I see the drive, the passion for everything behind the wheel that he has. So when I say he deserves this, he's been working for this since he was a little kid. Everything he puts into this is every bit of his dream. So who doesn't deserve their dream?
He is our next competitor up. It is Weston Anderson, Gravedigger Red Primer. Up for the Morgan & Morgan backflip. It lands it for the people! Thirty-seven seconds left. With the big air. Huge air! The tumble and can't save it!
Weston Anderson, Gravedigger Red Primer. JudgesZone.com locking those scores.
Great run there from Weston Anderson, Gravedigger Red Primer. That last jump, one for the ages here as he leaves the Red Primer Gravedigger on the dirt in Salt Lake City. His fourth consecutive World Finals appearance coming off the heels of his fourth straight series championship. Got a backflip, the Morgan & Morgan backflip ramp into a moonwalk combination move, and then absolutely threw the truck into that ragged edge chaos mode, rolling it all the way over on its side here down by us in the car stack pod. As Weston Anderson now awaits your score here in Gravedigger, trying to take that lead into tomorrow night if he can.
So your scores are locked. Your score to beat 8.148 Excalibur. And your score for Gravedigger Red Primer is 8.279. We got a new leader.
Chandler West, right now the very, very proud crew chief of Weston Anderson Red Primer. You put your blood, sweat, and tears into that truck each and every time. This moment has to feel incredible.
It is, it truly is. You know, like I say, every week, day in, day out, we put our blood, sweat, and tears in these trucks and make sure that name runs, and he can do stuff like that for these awesome Salt Lake fans.
And what has your mindset been like this week? This week is truly a marathon. It is not a sprint, and every second counts.
It's going a mile a minute, but I'm making sure I'm hitting my crossing my I's and dotting my T's, you know? So we're good.
We're good indeed, Monster Jam fans. What do you think of that incredible freestyle run?
Well, Weston Anderson and Gravedigger Red Primer is now your new leader, 8.279. And don't forget, do not leave, because we got the fireworks display presented by Vetix following our BKT freestyle. And of course, you can see the replay up there, Scott.
Here's the Weston Anderson coming in for the Morgan backflip rev. Absolutely nails this one into a moonwalk on the backside, takes it all the way up onto that pod, down the center ramp, and continues to go all the way down the far side of the track. Here's where the truck goes into that chaos mode, coming straight down off the berm, soars it, maybe biggest air of the night so far, onto the pod, rolls on the side, gets that back wheel onto the car stack. It looks like just doesn't have power to make the save at the end.
All right, guys, we are down to the final two trucks of freestyle. And nonetheless, coming up is my buddy, my brother in life, my best friend, Zach Gardner on Wild Side. He's gonna burn it to the ground for you fans. Get wild, Zach, let's go!
Looks like the clock is paused. They're gonna refire Wild Side and Zach Gardner, but what an incredible start to his freestyle run.
Locking the scores, judgeszone.com. You know what to do.
Zach Gardner may have just turned in the greatest three-wheel freestyle run in World Finals history, as the flat BKT tire hung on by a thread. He even went for a backflip on three wheels. Finally sheds the tire, ends up down on the rim, and that ends the run. But what a statement from Zach Gardner. 3 freestyle wins on the 2025 Monster Jam season for your JCB Racing World Finals champion just from 1 year ago. What a run for Zach Gardner.
They are up on their feet here in Rice Eccles Stadiums. Your score is locked. Your score to beat Gravedigger Red Primer 8.279. Utah, your score for Wild Side is with a score of 8.713, we got a new leader.
Everybody up here absolutely ecstatic for Zach Gardner. Crew going crazy. Let's take a look at the original Super Glue to the action replay. Wildside with still 4 working BKT tires right here. Pops it, continues the run.
We have one final driver remaining. Remember the fireworks display presented by Vetix right after this. Your next driver up, Ryan Anderson, son of a digger. Crew Chief Bryce Langlois looks on in anticipation here. Our final competitor here tonight of BKT Freestyle. The score to beat, 8.713. Sounds like he's about to hit the track.
Anderson, son of a digger. For the last time tonight, head on over to judgeszone.com and lock in those scores.
Ryan Anderson, son of a digger, one of the best closers in all of Monster Jam, won the World Finals Freestyle Championship back at World Finals 19. Now trying to win another one, which would be his 5th. Great way to close out our BKT Freestyle Night 1 with Ryan Anderson and son of a digger. Got a late backflip. Looked like he was going for backflip number 2 on this side of the track, but unfortunately ran out of time and was not able to get number 2 in there. But that is a vintage Ryan Anderson run for son of a digger.
All right, we're about to give the score, but don't forget, do not leave. We've got the fireworks display coming up next, presented by Vettix. Again, we're about to show you that score, but do not leave. The score for son of a digger is a 7.327. So Zach Gardner, wild side. Look at that, 8.713 Scott, wild side with one crazy ride there with only 3 tires.
Yeah, he will take that score into tomorrow night. So Zach Gardner now tomorrow night will sit back and watch the other 12 competitors try to beat that score. And if they don't, he will win his 2nd straight World Finals Championship, this time in BKT Freestyle.
Well, a huge congratulations here to Zach Gardner and Wildside, kicking things off with our BKT Freestyle group, our Friday group here, and we're gonna see how everything else shakes out tomorrow. Of course, we're gonna see the second half of our main field competitors there tomorrow night there during BKT Freestyle.
Also a reminder, earlier tonight, the JCB Racing competition, it was Tyler Duke, Megalodon Stars and Stripes, who will advance to tomorrow night's racing final. But don't forget also Dalton Wider, Jurassic Attack, the runner-up. He will move into the 3rd place, the bronze medal race tomorrow as well. So 3 drivers will wait till tomorrow night to seal their fate.
Once again, we're gonna get ready here for our fireworks display presented by Vettix.
We pull up looking for the drama. All gas, redlining them. The biggest wheels in the lineup. They see dirt, we see diamonds.
Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise, playing in the street, gonna be a big man someday. You got mud on your face.
All right, let me see everybody. Cell phone lights, let me see you. Light up the dirt, here we go. Light up the dirt, here we go.
Start the party right now.
Light it up.
The party right now. Let's start the party right now. Hey, let's start the party right now. Hey, let's start the party right now. Hey, let's start the party right now.
If you see your favorite monster truck, make noise right now.
Let's start the party right now. Let's start the party.
Somebody scream!
Start the party right now.
Somebody scream!
Take no more of that rock and roll. So when
What an incredible night of Monster Jam action, and of course, a beautiful display here. Happy 4th of July. I definitely want to throw it now to Casey Jew, who's standing by with Zach Gardner, driver of Wildside.
Well, it was a wild ride from Wildside out there on the track. And Zach, you have now secured and locked in the highest freestyle score of the night. Talk to us about how it was a literal fight to the finish out there with that blown back tire, but it was all worth it because tomorrow you now have a shot at that freestyle world title.
You know what, going out there, I knew I had to go big. I was back there in the pits watching Weston's run. I was like, man, that's going to be a hard one to top. So coming out second hit, I knew I had to commit. I committed, and then, well, next thing you know, we're upside down. I felt that tire going flat. I was like, I got to make this count. So once we were out there, we kept going. My crew chief Logan was in my ear telling me, drive, drive, drive. You know what? We made sure all the sponsors on that truck are going to be happy. I cannot thank Atlanta Custom Wraps, 2-3 Co., Zach and Lacey, everybody back at home, everyone that helped make this possible. You know what? If it wasn't for them, that truck wouldn't look as good as it does right now. Even broken, it still looks amazing.
Well, Zach, a huge congratulations. We're going to see if you can hang on to that lead tomorrow. Folks, let's hear it for the guy that locked in the highest freestyle score of the night. It is Zach Gardner, Wildside.
Scott, what an incredible night here of Monster Jam action on a beautiful July 4th day. I mean, wrap up what we've just seen as we get ready for tomorrow.
Well, we see Todd Ledoux trying to close his career out, finish the story with a JCB Racing World Championship. That will not be determined until tomorrow night. We do see Tristan England win the second World Finals Championship of his career, winning the Utah Sports Commission two-wheel skills competition. And then we see Zach Gardner throw down the best three-wheel run in Monster Jam World Finals history. He now is in the driver's seat going into tomorrow night's BKT Freestyle competition. He just has to sit back and watch 12 drivers not top his score, and he could win the second championship of his career. But it was an incredible night here to kick off our two-day event at World Finals, and that fireworks display, the best I've ever seen. So VetTix really throwing out here. DJ Malski here in the house, so just hyping the fans up. Well, what a night, and the greatest thing about it, Kay, is we get to come back here, do it again, and crown 3 more world champions.
I'm excited to see how Saturday is going to unfold. Don't forget to catch us at the pit party. Our amazing pit party crew is going to be hanging out with you all afternoon long, and then you're going to join us back inside of Rice-Eccles Stadium to wrap things up. Like you said, we're going to be crowning some World Finals champions on behalf of the live event host team. We hope you had a great night. A happy 4th of July. We'll see you tomorrow.
The keys in the ignition, so drivers fire your engines. It's a battle to the end. Never give up, never give in. It's grit and guts, dirt and dust. Get out your seat and put your hands up. That's right, we got the green light. It's a party in the pit tonight. That's right, let's go. This is how we roll on tires that are larger than life. Doesn't matter where you're from, it's running through your blood. Time to get loud, everybody buckle up. You waited, now you made it to the greatest show on dirt. It's the Monster Jam, Jam, Jam. Yeah. It's wheelies and backflips, donuts and burnouts and walk-its. Full throttle, head to head. You be the judge of which truck's gonna win. That's right, we got the green light. It's a party in the pit tonight. That's right, let's go. This is how we roll on tires that are larger than life. Doesn't matter where you're from, it's running through your blood. Time to get loud, everybody buckle up. You waited, now you made it to the greatest show on dirt. It's the Monster Jam, Jam, Jam. When I say monster, you say jam. Monster, monster. Yeah, when I say monster, you say jam. Monster, monster. That's right, we got the green light. It's a party your blood. Time to get loud, everybody buckle up. You waited, now you made it to the greatest show on dirt. It's the monster.